G'day comrades, it's Second, and today it's Scumbag Sunday. So get your umbrellas out and prepare for it to start raining shells, because we have STRZEL, who is playing in his tier 6 artillery piece, the M44. Now I'm pretty sure I got the right camera. No, I don't. Here it is. Or is this his camera? Oh, we'll find out eventually. So he's playing on Fisherman's Bay. Here we go. And it looks like he is in a tier 8 matchmaking situation, which is very uncommon, but it does happen on some of the lower server populations. Tries to take a shot at the Panther, only does 16 damage, and it's a very small stun duration. Might be a spore liner. Gonna have a look in the middle here and see if you can hit this STRZEL M42 57. Wild shot, hits the building. Not the greatest of shot. I would have tried to aim a little bit more to where he was reversing, or just gone for the Pershing because he's kind of out in the open. His team's taken up a pretty strong position in the middle of the map, and his heavy tanks are preparing to go through the city. Puts another stun into the STRZEL. Now he's going to look for some damage elsewhere. Type 64 gets unlit, which means he's no longer really worth the shot. The M44 is a great tank. It's got quite a large caliber for tier 6. As you can see, he puts in a massive hit on the 3001P. And yeah, the D doesn't have the damage meter turned on, which is great, isn't it? Whoa. That was a strange little replay bug. And he gets some assistance damage from the Crusader SP, who also puts in about 200, 300 damage. Let's go. Oh, so close. Puts in 37 damage into that 3001P. Now, there's a lot of talk about SPGs and whether or not they should be in this game, and I for one am a firm believer that they should be, only because there are situations where a lot of tanks rely on them, and those situations seem to come up a lot more often than they don't, for camping situations and examples. So the STRZEL in the middle is having quite a good game. Obviously the shot on the 43 bis has moved, so that's no longer an option. He could go for the 3001P, but 5 damage, maybe worth it, maybe not. Not quite sure what he's doing. Oh, he gets him. There he goes. So that's his first kill. Wasn't a bad shot. He's gonna try and get... No, 43 bis is down. Starts relocating. This the M44 has a massive arc, as you can see down in the bottom corner. Huge arc. It makes switching targets a lot easier. Just waiting for targets to get lit. 1357 is basically the only one in the game that he can hit, but it's a small chance. Maybe even not worth it. I mean, he may go for it, but yeah, you can see him. That's basically all he has. And he's very unpredictable. He predicts that he might reverse. He gets it wrong, unfortunately. So the score is now 4-9. So he's losing by quite a lot. They are down by 5 tanks. Yeah, that light tank is definitely not the answer. So he's going to sneak another kill here. I don't know why that happens, but there you go. He kills the Tiger 2. Obviously does enough damage. It was unlit, so it didn't show up on the damage meter. He's currently sitting on 2 kills. They only have 4 ground tanks on the ground. The enemy, on the other hand, well... They have almost. They have. I think it's 7. So it's. Well, they just lost another one. 3601. Definitely tracked. Oh, got big hit. Big hit by the 53 TP there. Gonna try and relocate. Safest position right now would be behind those heavy tanks, but there is a STRZEL 4257 running around. It's got to be careful of that while these heavy tanks are sitting still. That's his only real concern, and hopefully he hasn't come too far around. Although it looks like he expects it. Oh no. Luckily he's low enough health where a shotgun to the face does the job. Puts him down. Protects his heavy tanks from getting flanked, which they undoubtedly would have been had STRZEL not decided to flank. And this is something that if you're going to play an artillery, you have to get used to shotgunning. It is definitely a feature of their gameplay. You will, and especially in the current climate with the EBRs, they are everywhere, and if they see an opportunity to go for you, they will. So STRZEL, not having the best of games, but he's definitely 3 kills. Scorpion G, here it goes, another kill coming up. Yeah, if it hits, and it does. Takes out a very high profile target in the Scorpion G. AMX 1357 and the Type 64 are definitely the biggest problems right now. Their vision is a massive concern for these heavy tanks. Fires a random shot, not fully aimed, and it misses. It doesn't quite get the stun damage that he would have liked. Now the enemy artillery is pegging his T29. That was a nice shot. Wasn't fully aimed. And now the Skoda T25 can see him. He's got another one left in the bank. He must have fired it. Pretty sure they have 3. He's just gonna hide, get unlit, get back into this bush so that he can help his T29 if need be. Now they've pulled this game back. They're now down by 2. That's where he was. That may have hit him, might not have. No critical indicator came up, so... And stun doesn't count as a critical indicator. So unfortunately, even if he stunned him, he wouldn't have been told. It has to be a crit. And I'm pretty sure tracks don't count. Maybe guess that was a swing and a half. Look, it exploded in midair, didn't even make it. It was a bit ambitious of the 53 TP to be that far down south. Under the current situation, with what they're dealing with back at home. Skoda T25 reveals himself, rocking back and forward. He's got to make the right choice here. It's now or never. And it's a good shot. It is definitely a very good shot. Brings up his Top Gun in an M44. It's impressive. Hasn't done a lot of damage to get it, but some of that damage is a little bit skewed because of the way the replay system works is for artillery. Now it's just STRZEL and his partner in crime now, the T29, who is definitely a little worse for wear. Versus 2 artillery, a light tank in the AMX 1357, which is a very dangerous tank at tier 7, and the IKV 90B, who has only been spotted once. Oh, and the T29 gets taken out. by the 1357. This is a big moment in the game, and he nails it. I doubt he even got spotted. He quickly moves, tries to get away from the enemy artillery incoming. Oh, the RKV behind him. He is in trouble. He needs to swing around. First things first, he needs to get into cover. He just survives that hit from the Lorraine. 4 health remaining. The AMX-13 F3 misses. The IKV gets stuck on the red line while he's trying to turn. He doesn't realise that you can't turn when you're on the red line. And he hits him, sets him on fire, and that's it. All she wrote. It is now a 1v2 arty battle. Oh, just missed. He is so lucky that I think it must have been the Lorraine. He's up to 8 kills, 1366 damage that we can see. 847 assistance damage, and yeah, 121 assistance damage and 842 stun damage. So he has had an impressive run in the M44, but STRZEL needs to go that extra mile now. He needs to take on 2 artilleries who hardly even have to touch him to kill him. So no ramming involved. Has to be from the gun. Has to come out of the gun and hit them directly with a shell. There's the Lorraine. Definitely a more nimble artillery piece. He takes a snapshot around the corner, puts him down. The AMX is behind him now. He needs to go forward, needs to get into cover, needs to wait for that reload. Luckily the reload's a little bit better than the AMX. AMX coming around, it's got very bad traverse. Probably a better gun arc. He does it! He does it! In a 1v2 situation, the 2 artillery did not stand a chance. And STRZEL walks away with 10 kills. 10 of the finest from this scumbag. Who said scumbags weren't fun to play, yeah? So here's the M plate, and as you can see, STRZEL had an absolute blinder here. Got the Pools medal for 10 or more kills. The Starks medal, destroy at least 2 enemy vehicles, receive at least 2 enemy hits, survive the battle, and a total damage must be 2/3 of the hit points of your vehicle, which he definitely did. He only had, I think it was 3 HP at the end of that battle, which was cut close. Counter battery fire, he hit 2 SPGs, that was at the end of the game. High caliber, top gun obviously. And he did 2600 damage. So 2687 damage, 10 kills, and 1641 base experience. If we have a look at the total damage, yeah, he definitely came out in front in a tier 8 game, a tier 6 artillery piece, just blowing all of these tier 8s away, showing them how it's done. 53 TP did alright, but he made a questionable decision to push down south by himself. Yeah, it might have worked out. The game might have ended differently if he hadn't have done such a thing. As for the end results in the detailed report, he fired 23 shots, 9 hits, 4 penetrations, 15 splashes. So it was pretty accurate all round. I would have to say everything hit in regards to what it's saying here. It doesn't have a premium account, so he only made 42,000 credits after repairs, and his total base experience was 1641, which is a good amount. So that was Scumbag Sunday. Thanks for watching, comrades, and I'll see you next week.